John Cena did cut a pipe bomb. The
Yeah.
irony here is very funny.
Was it a
But I thought
pipe
the
bomb?
second, yeah, he was trying to call it a pipe bomb. I get what they were going for,
In the
and
realm.
yeah,
It was a clogged toilet more than a pipe bomb.
yeah, I get what they were going for, but yeah, I think that this was very well executed because I think it was Ask Grapsody I was on where I said I had to do this article for Bleacher Report where I ran through the greatest moments of this feud so far, and when I was rewatching a lot of this stuff and doing research for it, I was like, wait a minute, they're doing a R-Truth match on TV in the middle of this. It's just like before when they did the table match, and of course Punk helped R-Truth win that match, and right afterwards on June 27th, which is a week from now, on June 27th, 2011, that's when he famously cut the pipe bomb while Cena was laying there, hopefully be as uncomfortable as possible, while Punk was at the top of the ramp. So I thought the execution here was very smart. Using that match again as the way to get here with Cena versus R-Truth and flipping the dynamics this time, having Punk get thrown through the table instead, and then that leading to pipe bomb. Also very smart. This whole Slim Jim table thing is extremely lame, but it also tells you exactly where this company is. Everything has an ad on it. Everything is very corporate, but that also kind of fed into this version of the pipe bomb because times have changed, guys. Times have very much changed. And that was very apparent throughout this pipe bomb. Before I get into all of my thoughts on it, what did you guys think?
It's just funny because we had, like you said, just talked about them potentially doing exactly the same beat. We're leading to the same beat elements for it to happen. The way that people have been talking about John Cena leading up to this, that's been a lot of hit or miss. His promos, I think back to that Saturday night main event promo with Jey Uso, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. So the fact that they switched dynamics and made it Cena, I thought was interesting, but I'm keep going on what you're saying. Times have just changed so much. Like what he was saying, how he was saying it is just like, my brain is still like, what?
No, I low-key agree because like I don't have the Cena or the Punk nostalgia because I wasn't watching when these guys were doing the best that they can be. But from the pipe bomb that I saw the video, like you said, the dynamic is different. Both of you guys are corporate shills, so you can't literally sit up here from a position of power about, yeah, and that's why you did this. Yeah, because he's 50 now. He has to. You screwed him. You all screwed him. So, of course, he had to. It's about, oh, I'm the only guy from a locker room you like. Okay, that was... you got me there. I laughed. But overall, it was kind of like, when Punk did it, he was literally the underdog. You guys were the powers that be. In no way, shape, or form, besides speaking truth, maybe kind of turning face, were you the you're not the underdog, even in this situation. Even when people telling you can't wrestle, you're still not the underdog. If he's a billionaire, so are you, Peacemaker. What are we doing?
Peacemaker.
So it was just weird to me because it was very much like, yeah, look who's a corporate shill now. So are you, baby.
Well, I mean, I think that was kind of his point that like of all these years you thought you had this thing to hold over me. Now look how the tables have turned metaphorically and literally. Look how much things have changed. I think the execution of it was really good because, like I said, I expected it once I saw that they were teeing up the R-Truth match. I was like, oh, they're going to mimic the pipe bomb. And I think what we got out of it ended up being pretty good. This is probably the most natural Cena heel promo we've gotten so far. He very much needed this. But I did come away thinking what I thought a few weeks ago when we got here, and specifically last week where Punk comes out and says, yeah, this is it. We had to press the button and send me in to salvage this heel run, make this heel run palatable, and make this interesting. And I was like, hey, he's right, because this is the most I've been interested in this heel turn so far. And yeah, it's nostalgia. Yeah, it's I came back to wrestling like right in the midst of the build to Money in the Bank. And so this is a very very special time for most people as fans. And so some of it is biased, but at the same time, this heel run ain't been hidden. And so
Yeah.
this does feel like a marked change for it, and it was needed. So yeah, of course, people are making the jokes of Punk going through that table and laying there for a whole 7 minutes. He's like laying there like he's in his casket.
Not no Saratu Punk.
Yeah, that is very funny. But I do think it's something funny symbolically about him having to eat crow here, because everybody has been saying since he came back, like, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to be you. You're supposed to be, the iconoclast guy, the punk rock guy. You going back there, you sold your soul. You going back there, and now you're gonna do Saudi shows. You're a hypocrite. So him having to sit there and just take all of those things that Cena was saying to him is basically what he's had to do in real life, with fans saying all these things about it, and he's got to eat that. He's got to take it on his chin, because what can you say?
Right.
Like, there's not anything you can do about it. So I thought that was a good note. But the pipe bomb itself, I saw people saying that this is his best promo ever, which is cap. This is not his best promo ever.
No,
this is him attempting to replicate what made the pipe bomb special, and still not understanding why the pipe bomb hit and why it hit so hard against him in particular.
Right.
You still doing the very corporate thing of putting this guy through a table with a huge Slim Jim ad on it, and then you couldn't even go to the top of the ramp and cut the promo. You had to stand in the ring and sit on the turnbuckle so that we still saw the ad throughout the entire promo. And you're still hawking shirts. You're still trying to sell us things throughout everything you do. So yeah, you still don't get it. So, but I do think there were some great lines in here. I did think some of this was very funny. Him starting it the exact way and saying, "I hope you're as uncomfortable as possible," and getting into the, I don't dislike you. I actually like you. I like you a lot more than most people you shared a locker room with.
I died when he said that. I literally corpsed in real life. I was like, ah!
Which of course hits. And he goes, he gets into the, I hate the idea that you're the best, because there's a flip on his line to him. And you're not the best. You're just the best bullshitter. And then he looks straight at the camera. Oh, guys, look, I'm cursing on TV, which is, again, you don't get it. The thing that made Punk cool in those moments is Punk very effortlessly broke the fourth wall and said all of these things, and it felt real. This didn't feel real for you because you were still doing the goofy, I'm in character stuff. Like I said, you still don't get it, John. And so him doing all of that, look, I'm cursing, guys. I'm breaking the fourth wall. Stu, get this part. All
of this for the ride. It's different because when Punk was doing it, we felt like we were along for the ride. Cena telling us we're along for the ride is what changes everything.
It kind of gave I lost the train of thought. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, and as a parody of the pipe bomb, it worked.
Yeah,
but like trying to hit some of the same notes of the pipe bomb. Yeah, it's not gonna.
It's not very corporate. It was very corporate.
Extremely corporate.
That was the problem, because like you said, when Punk said we're going along for the ride, you didn't have to instruct me. You didn't have to tell me. I just knew to buckle up my seat and shut the fuck up. I mean, shut the hell up. In Cena's case, you forced it. You literally, instead of a pipe bomb, it was a clogged toilet. I was inconvenienced, and you forced it. You forced it, bro.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be corporate. This is him speaking as a guy that sold his soul to the company and representing the company. So he, again, like I've been saying since he came back after the pay-per-view, he's been doing very Triple H, haha, the corporation won, guys, promos. And they're working because that's what the character is. And so, yeah, even him saying, you're just a big bullshitter. All the other guys that you stepped on to get here, you act like you care about all these people, but, then he looks right at the camera and says, how you doing, Claudio Castagnoli? Hey, what's up, Matt Cardona, Nick Nemeth? Now, I've seen some people say that this was intentional because the initials here and the names here are to represent guys that he really did have beef with in the last 3 years, A being Colt Cabana, and of course, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. He, of course, cannot say any of those names on WWE television. They're not going to let him use AEW wrestlers' names on TV. Even the names he used, those are all wrestlers that worked with WWE. Those are all the ex-WWE guys. Claudio, ex-WWE. Nick Nemeth, ex WWE. It would have hit harder if he said Ryan Nemeth, but of course he
Mhm.
couldn't do that.
Can't say that.
And I thought the line to take from the pipeline, I mean the pipe bomb that would have hit was him turning straight to the camera and going, "Hey, how you doing, Colt?"
Mhm.
That was the line. But of course he can't do that. So
Right.
You're not really that guy. You're a fraud.
They're not gonna let you get away with that line. They're not gonna let you
Mhm.
get away with referencing AEW wrestlers. Because I thought the other line as champion, you should have referenced Punk saying, "Hey, maybe I'll take the belt to New Japan and defend it there." He should have said, "Hey, maybe I'll take the belt to AEW and defend it there. I'll defend that belt there a lot more times than you did."
Mhm.
Even if he said, because y'all have a working relationship with TNA, I'm gonna take it to TNA and go do that.
Yeah, but of
Phil,
course,
you said something really important before I forget. This was a very Triple H ass promo.
Yes.
That Cena just said. you hit that like this is something Triple H would say bar for bar, and Cena just said, "All right, pal, got it. I'm gonna read it."
This is what Triple H has been trying to say about Punk since he cut the pipe bomb.
Triple
as a character on TV
to the pipe bomb.
Yeah, this is all of that. And so Zeno was saying that's the point. Cena was disingenuous. Yes, I get that, but I also understand like the parts that are very safe. I wish they would have took the handcuffs off for just this moment.
Right.
There are things that would have made this an all-timer. Like, bro, if he referenced the Young Bucks, bro, this would be talked about for years.
Definitely.
But of course they can't do
hunting.
that.
Like say deer hunting, say something, bro.
Something.
Yeah. But there are also several pointed things he did say here that I don't know if people caught. I think the initial thing that could have been intentional. It kind of feels like a reach to me. I'm not sure. But the part that I heard and I looked around like, did y'all hear what he just said? I heard that. Because he says, "Hey, don't forget who gave you the stage to cut that promo, pal." Who do we know that says "pal" like that?
Who?
His daddy,
Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I thought this was a very clear reference to Vince. They can't reference Vince on TV. They even blurped out Vince in the pipe bomb when they replayed that in the video package. But I thought he took a very subtle way to reference Vince here and say, "Hey, man, as much as you hate Vince, the thing that puts you on the map, he allowed you to do that."
I mean, and you came back here. So even no matter what you say, after everything it'd be one thing if you're just like, okay, it's wrestling, people go back. After everything you said, and the cherry on top, the piece de resistance, suck a blood-covered dick in Saudi Arabia.
Well, yeah, he referenced that because he said your tweets are strong, but your actions are weak. They also, which I thought was a great line. They also said, you're not against TKO, you're Mr. TKO. And I was like, I mean, he got some zingers in there. I just think I thought, like I said, it was great. I thought it was a great way to tie back to the most popular part of their feud. And I think the build for this match has been great, despite the fact that it's in Saudi Arabia. I think it would have hit a lot harder if this match was at SummerSlam, but
or Chicago,
or at Money in the Bank. But I think just having the timing of doing this around the same time as the build for Money in the Bank, a week before the pipe bomb was cut in 2011. Also having that line of "You were the best in the world" for 7 minutes 14 years ago. It's kind of a great line. I mean, there is some cap in there because, of course, he was undercut when he came back. We had to do this stupid side quest with Nash and all the other stuff that has nothing to do with him ruining his moment. That's the way he was booked. He don't have no control over that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were several things here that I thought hit. Cena continuing to be disingenuous, him continuing to not understand why the pipe bomb hit so hard, why fans chose Punk instead of him. Also funny. I thought it was a great character moment in there as well. When he says, "You're not the best in the world. I am the greatest of all time." And the crowd starts chanting Cena. He sits and he looks around and he has this little smirk on his face like, "See, they get it." And it was that acknowledgement of him understanding it doesn't matter if they say you suck during your entrance or boo you. Wrestling fans understand your contributions to this business. Wrestling fans appreciate you. Everything you've been saying since you turned heel is Cap, but it's too late. He's in too deep to admit that. He knows it, but he can't say that. But all of that stuff was good. I think everything around this worked. It's just the shadow over it all is that the match is happening in Saudi.
I have to ask both of you, Phil and Reg, do you think that there's a swerve where CM Punk says, you know what? I'm going to pull a Justin Bieber. I'm going to clock in. I'm going to stand on business. You're not catching that. You're not clocking that. And I'm not going to go to Saudi Arabia. Do you think there's a...
No.
He's
been advertised. He's going.
It's happening.
Yeah.
I definitely think the match is happening at this point. I think if they were going to, because it's next week, if they were going to do the whole injury angle and he's not there thing,
they would have did it already.
They would have done it by now. They're promoting a match next week. It's happening.
At this point, right before his match, the Miz needs to come out and go.
Yeah, I mean,
I would pop.
We ain't seen the Miz in a minute.
Yeah, he can't do that from his home, I guess.
Yeah.
I would send the video.
Well, they made up. I don't know if they can do that no more, which is also kind of part of Cena's point. Like, wait a minute, you've been neutered. You're safe now.
Like, you friends with everybody now.
Didn't CM Punk say this? If I got 5 moves to do, you say the same 5 things in your promo, pal? Like, what are we doing? Like,
oh yeah, he said you've been doing the same thing for years. You've been doing the same mic moves of doom for years. Which again, I thought that was kind of a good line as well. He had some good lines here. Again, I think this is his best promo. This is the best thing he's done since he's turned heel. There's just still parts of it that don't quite hit the same. When I was saying that everything has changed. It's hard to not watch this promo and see where Punk is and how Cena's talking and getting cheered for it. The corporation won, guys.
They did.
Everything about this and Punk being in a situation as a babyface where the company can come back and go, you're a hypocrite. All of those things you said to get on, and they love you. You're not the voice of the voiceless. You don't care about these people. You're a capitalist just like the rest of us. And the crowd cheered when they were saying that. I was like, yeah, this is.
They're like, yeah.
The corporation won, and it's such a weird place to be in because I was saying before how someone was saying if Punk had said I'm going to Saudi Arabia, he would have got booed by that crowd. No, they wouldn't have because they're in now. They don't care about any of that. They like the WWE.
The next big next big WWE show. That's all they care about.
The sports washing is working. Then nobody cares about whatever.
They don't care about that. The WWE fan base is not rebellious like it used to be. They're not gonna boo certain things. No, they're in. They're in for whatever this company is selling them at this point. And like I said, him sitting up there and cutting that pipe bomb, if he had done that 14 years ago, he would have got booed out of the building.
Out of there. He would have got booed so bad. He wouldn't even been able to talk. They would have booed him.
It'd been like Elias with the Seahawks situation.
Yeah, and today you have people acting like that was his best promo when it couldn't have come off any more insincere and planned.
It was literally Triple H handed him a note and said, read this.
Read this shit.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, man, everything has changed. It's not just the dynamics being flipped that he's a heel this term and Punk is the big baby face, but the fact that Punk has to like go back over there with his tail between his legs and accept all of this, because what is he going to do? Say no to it? And that's why I'm like, when people are like, oh, we could mention Colt because that would upset Punk. I don't think it would have. I think that Punk is on board for what they want to do. I mean, look at all of the stuff that Drew McIntyre referenced during their feud. You think that they didn't work together on that? You think he didn't agree with that stuff? You think they didn't talk beforehand? Like, hey, yeah, go to Mindy's and do all this other stuff, bro.
No, at this point, fans think all this shit is a shoot. They're like, no, they did that. He did that because they're beefing.
They hate each other in real life. You don't know?
Yeah. Cena of all people fake shooting and then still using words like mother fudging and all these other things. I said,
bro, that's how you gonna curse at the beginning and at the end go straight up Disney. And didn't we cook The Rock for this? Didn't we cook Roman Reigns for Suffer and Succotash? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not that mad at it, all things considered, because CM Punk already told you who he was when he said I'd go back to the Fed for a big bag of money, and you came back to the Fed twice. I also, for a while, I thought
yeah, this guy is very popular. He's getting big cheers. Because I thought at one point you're gonna bring this guy back and he's eventually gonna turn heel, right? But seeing the reactions he's been getting since WrestleMania, I was like, I don't know. I've changed. I think that they are definitely teeing up an eventual Punk heel turn. It's right there.
You can't have Punk and him not be heel. Like he's a massive.
Have them work together.
You would make
the fans so mad. You'd make the fans so mad. Pissed.
Yeah, big money Punk feels like it's going to be an angle eventually. I don't know when, but I do think it's going to happen.
When Punk goes corporate, I'm gonna go corporate Cresta. We'll do it together. He'll turn together. He
already pulled up in the G-Wagon. It's fine. Like corporate Punk is already corporate.
Exactly. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm sure there are people online that are gonna be like, I hated it. I hate everything about it. But no, as somebody that, like I said, got back into wrestling because of this feud and what this feud represented at that era, I've enjoyed all of the TV stuff so far. It's just sorry,
black shadow and a black cloud over it.
Like there's already enough black clouds over wrestling. We don't need you to literally bring in Darth Sidious, bro. Like chill out.